Maliyo is quite a unique gaming concept. Can you share with us what gave birth to this idea? How did you come up with African games with African characters and African content?
We both had an interest in online content and mobile content. And we're thinking about where the gaps exist. So we look at entertainment and we see music and we see videos. And we realize that gaming is not something that people have caught up to, but gaming itself is a global phenomenon. And we said, what would it look like? What would an African game look like? Would Africans want to play African-themed games? And we decided to go ahead and build some minimum viable products, which are the 7 titles that we currently have.
What sort of response have you been receiving from gamers and consumers who are playing your games at the moment?
We're seeing the community grow very, very fast. I mean, in a matter of 10 days, we have, over 6,000 in terms of Facebook. And we're getting a lot of feedback and people playing the games and saying, my younger brother liked this and my dad liked this, So we really see an interesting dynamic coming that's actually across the spectrum of demographics in Nigeria.
Your games are offered for free. Can you tell us what your funding strategy is? How are you making all of this happen?
We have gone about funding the development of Maliyo games based on our personal finance. And moving forward, obviously, investment will be something that we're looking for because we need to continue to develop more content. There are 2 things that are going to define us at this stage, which is content and user engagement. Those are 2 critical bits.
The market is huge. The market is projected to be 85 billion in terms, that's the global market, gaming market by 2015. It's grown really quickly. And within that, the market that's seeing the greatest growth is casual gaming. Casual gaming really, the players are women, young women, in their 25 to 35 demographic, and also over 40s. And we want to see if that translates here as well. And the early signs are that it does. So the market is incredibly huge, and we want to take any avenue that we have open to us to doing that.
We can't talk about the gaming world without talking about games like FIFA, Pro Evo, Call of Duty. How do you intend to compete with them? How do you intend to grow your business to really sort of give these guys a run for their money?
We are looking at pushing content, first of all. Content that is engaging, that is fun. Now, if you look at the global picture, you look at consoles. Right now, sales of PlayStation consoles have gone down 13% year on year. The reason for that is because casual gaming, in a very surprising way, has eaten into that market. Because on mobile, you have 5 minutes here, you have 10 minutes. You're in bed with your iPad, you just pull up, a simple game, Angry Birds or something, and you just want to play for however long you have. You don't want to sit down and start playing a shooting game that takes a lot of there's time for that, but we're really seeing that market is reducing.
These big console companies, the big brands, haven't got a focus on African consumers. People in Lagos on average spend 3 hours in traffic every single day. No one is pushing content to them. That's what Maliyo is doing. So we have our niche market. The global market is in the perspective, but in terms of our core focus, is this local, huge population that requires content such as gaming.
What I'd like to talk a little bit about are the challenges of setting up this kind of business in Nigeria and in our African context. Obviously, we have a lot of infrastructural issues. We've looked a little bit at financing. What road bumps have you hit so far, and how have you overcome those?
We have been massively efficient in structuring Maliyo in such a way that we actually haven't had any technical or infrastructural challenges. For instance, we're working off an incubator which has 12-hour constant power supply and internet connectivity. It's also an ecosystem for techies developers, which means we can easily source manpower if required. We have a team of 15 people spread across 5 different continents: Brazil, America, Europe, India, and Africa. And we've been able to leverage those individuals with their different skill sets to actually help Maliyo achieve its end product.
Finally, just to round up, Can you both give me, from your perspective, from your various quarters, your projections for Maliyo in the next 5 years?
Let's say we would love to be the Zynga of Africa. In 5 years' time, we want to not just be creating titles with like Nigerian themes, but titles with several African themes. We want to be on web, we want to be on mobile. We also want to be a platform. Potentially, we might actually create our own payment gateway. The opportunity is immense.
I really see like, a very, very, big, I have to, but based on the platforms and technologies that are disrupting, taking advantages of that, we could be, bigger than Zynga.